it was just one of those moments that you could never happen again in your lifetime, and it happened at fair. I have many adventures with the Make-A-Wish children and so forth like that.
Oh, nice.
It's been absolutely glorious for me. But again, those are the things that brings me to tears.
Right.
So.
But those were great memories, so thank you.
Bienvenue. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois Premier, where we will discover the tales, trials, and talents of Renaissance Festival performers, merchants, and die-hard attendees as we journey by way of light-hearted and even at times heartwarming conversations about the Renaissance Festival world. I am your host, Theodore Jander, aka King Francois Premier. Bonjour. Welcome to Coffee Talk with King Francois Premier. I am your host, Theodore Jander, also known by my nickname, Ted. I am jazzed to bring episode 4 to all returning and new listeners. And this episode comes from a Facebook Live series I recorded at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival. In this episode, you will share in my conversation with David Edwards, cast director and Henry VIII at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival. David is a gifted actor and an all-around wonderful human being. It was a delight finding out more about his involvement with Renaissance festivals through our conversation. With that said, enjoy this coffee talk with King Francois Premier and guest David Edwards.
And so this morning, my guest is actually my counterpart in that it is King Henry VIII, and better known as David Edwards. And so we're going to turn the camera around here, and there he is. Let's switch this. Good morning, David.
Good morning, good. So you're doing well this day.
I'm doing well. We're going to adjust the camera a little bit. So it's a nice crisp morning here.
Absolutely glorious.
At this particular festival. And so the first question that I have for you, just to get the discussion going,
I'm kind of worried, about this.
Yes. Describe what it is that you do as one as a performer for the Renaissance Festival or in the Renaissance Festival world, and even potentially what you do specifically for this festival.
Oh, very good, very good. When I started doing this, I was actually a knight, and I got too old for that. So I became king. I've been king at quite a few festivals. At this festival, I play King Henry VIII, and it's a great time. I get to work with you, and it's been so enjoyable. But unfortunately, I'm also the cast director. So it means I do all the wonderful stuff by auditioning and hiring cast, all the wonderful HR issues that go along with this, and putting out fires all day long while I try to look pretty, as they say. So it is quite challenging, but it's fun.
Well, I would say you don't try it. You do look pretty. You look amazing in that garb, and you do a fantastic job, and it's been an absolute pleasure working alongside of you these past number of years.
Well, thank you, good sir.
Yes. Right. So how long, you mentioned starting out as a knight, but how long have you been performing at Renaissance Festival?
This will probably be my 11th year.
Okay.
5 years, going on 6 at this current one.
Okay.
It seems like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I've been in the entertainment business for over 40 years, but in Ren Fair for about 11.
Sweet. All right. And so having been in the performance world entertainment world for a long time, what brought you to the Renaissance Festival?
Like most things that happened to us, it was a woman. No, joke. A good friend of mine asked to come out and watch her perform, and I went to the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, and I watched their closing event, and I looked around and it was like, so many people enjoying themselves. It's like, I got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
Wonderful. And I know that that's something with this particular festival that we've brought to life, the close of the day. We've had some great crowds, and it's just a great energy that I can see why that's something that you would we want to be a part of.
Yes, and the people really enjoy it. They want to go have them happy, and I think we're doing that for them.
Outstanding. All right. So I myself have experienced some memorable encounters with patrons, other casts, or performers, and merchants. So I, as well as my viewers, would really like to know, what is a favorite memory of yours that you have?
There's been a lot of conversation about this, and so I'm trying not to cry. So I had to go out and find a memory that wouldn't make me cry. So at 5:30 in the morning one morning, it was all dark, and I'm working the lanes by myself, getting prepped for the day, and an elephant comes walking down the lane and walks right up to me and puts his trunk right on its shoulder and just stands there for a few minutes and then turns away and walks away. It was Paige the elephant, and it was just one of those moments that you could never happen again in your lifetime, and it happened at Fair.
And it happened at Fair. Yeah, I would say one of the things about Renaissance festivals in general is that there are a lot of things that you hear that you can only hear at Renaissance festivals.
Yes.
In a lot of ways, there are only things that you can experience at Renaissance festivals, and that.
Very true, sir. That's not going to happen anywhere else.
No, that's for sure.
I have many adventures with the Make-A-Wish children and so forth like that.
Oh, nice.
It's been absolutely glorious for me. But again, those are the things that brings me to tears.
Right.
So.
But those are great memories, so thank you. All right, so let's see. So tell me the story about how you fell in love with Renaissance festivals.
Well, with the Renaissance festivals, what I've noticed, and I've done acting, every kind of acting throughout, it's the love of the people. And some of these people, the couple I met did it for 50 years. And it's like every year for 50 years. So that lets you know that it was the love of what they do. You yourself have been 24 years.
Right.
Me, myself, and there's so many people like that. So, if there wasn't love for the fair, that they wouldn't spend as much of their life doing it.
Right. Outstanding. Thank you. So I am curious, as this is a Renaissance festival, who would win in a joust? Yourself or the royal jester?
Well, I can only speak for myself and my current jester. It would definitely be me, because my jester shows up 2 hours late for every event.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then you would just be winner by default.
Yes.
Right. Well, and you are the king, so, or at least one of them. Anyway.
One of them, yes.
You're apt to win everything, as we are. So
we're just that good.
We are, absolutely. So, for people considering being either a vendor, actor, performer at Fair or attending Fair, what is the best piece of advice that you can offer?
Enjoy yourself. Have fun, because it is harder than you think. It's a lot more work than you think. You've got to deal with, the weather, the people. Everything changes split second, and you've got to move with that. Yeah. And if you don't move that, it can be hard. So the people I know that do it the best are the people who can adjust on the fly. But if it's not fun, don't do it.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, and that's important. I think. Yeah. Overall, I just for doing it for as long as I have, you have to have the enjoyment out of it, because if it becomes laborious, then it's kind of like
it's time to find something new.
It is. Right, so as we bring today's coffee talk with King Francois Premier to close, at which festivals can you be found, and if applicable, where on the internet can folks find you?
Oh, very good. Of course, I always be here at the St. Louis Renaissance Festival right now, knock on wood, as long as they have me. I also work at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, Central Missouri Renaissance Festival, and I had the pleasure to get to start up a new festival starting next weekend at Bluffwoods in St. Joseph, Missouri, I think it is. So
perfect.
You'll see me all along the country. I travel and have a good time doing it. You can find me at David Edwards at Tortured Tree Productions on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, David, I do want to thank you so very much for taking a few minutes before our morning meeting to have a chat. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you over these past number of years, and I look forward to many more years to come. And so as the day kicks off, I wish you many Renaissance festival days of merriment and many blessings in your craft.
Thank you so much, and thank you for greeting me with open arms and just being my brother.
You're very welcome. Thanks, David.
I hope you enjoyed this episode with my guest, David Edwards. Thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee Talk with King Francois Premier. Stay tuned for next week's episode to be released on Friday, December 2nd, where I chat with Salwa, aka Lois Marshall, who dances with Shivani, a St. Louis-based belly dance troupe, and is the artistic director for Aleem Belly Dance. If you are a performer, merchant, or diehard patron in or of the Renaissance Festival world and would like to be featured on Coffee Talk with King Francois Premier, reach out to me by way of clicking on the following link provided in the show notes: www.theodorejander.com/Coffee Talk Podcast. A biento, see you soon. Ciao for now, and au revoir.